Pyrenees rise like a fortress, guarding valleys where time itself seems to have stood still. Hidden in these rugged mountains lives a people who baffle archaeologists, geneticists, and linguists alike. The Basques. They are not Spanish. They are not French. Their language is unlike any other in Europe. Their DNA barely reflects the great migrations that reshaped the continent. The Basques feel as though history passed them by, a living time capsule from the Ice Age. But who are they? Descendants of the last Ice Age hunters? Children of Europe's first farmers? Or a living relic of a forgotten past that predates everything we thought we knew about Europe? Ice Age origins, survival at the edge of the world. More than 30,000 years ago, most of Europe was buried under glaciers. But the Franco-Cantabrian region, today's northern Spain and southwestern France, remained a refuge. Here, the ancestors of the Basques painted magnificent cave art at Altamira in Akine, bison, horses, and deer. These weren't just pictures. They were symbols of survival in a frozen world. Even before that, Neanderthals had made this land their home. For tens of thousands of years, humans and Neanderthals overlapped here, leaving traces still visible in Basque DNA today. This land became a genetic reservoir. While populations elsewhere collapsed, the Basques endured, sheltered by the Pyrenees, nourished by valleys rich in life. The farming revolution. But the Basques remained around 6000 BC. Farmers from Anatolia swept into Europe, bringing crops, animals, and pottery. Across most of the continent, they replaced hunter-gatherers. But in Basque country, something unusual happened. They mixed instead of disappearing. At El Portolón Cave, skeletons reveal that Basques carried both farmer and hunter DNA. And unlike in Central Europe, the balance endured. This created a unique genetic profile that still defines Basques today. What followed was isolation. The Pyrenees formed a natural shield, while culture created a second barrier. Basque communities fiercely preserved their identity, limiting outside influence. When scientists compare ancient genomes to modern Basques, they see a direct line of continuity stretching back more than 3,000 years, one of the longest anywhere on Earth. The Bronze Age, when Indo-Europeans stopped at the Pyrenees around 2,500 BC, steppe pastoralists swept into Europe with horses, bronze weapons, and Indo-European languages. Their DNA reshaped Britain, France, and Iberia. But when they reached the Pyrenees, something changed. Basque DNA shows almost no trace of this massive migration. Nearly 70 to 75% of Basque men today still carry the Y chromosome, haplogroup R1b-DF27, descended from a small founder group over 4,000 years ago. While Europe transformed, Basque DNA remained nearly frozen in place. That's why scientists call the Basques a living genetic time capsule. Euskara, the shield of language. If DNA explains how the Basques resisted change, language explains why. Euskara, the Basque tongue, has no relatives. It isn't Spanish, French, German, or Celtic. It is Europe's last surviving pre-Indo-European language. For thousands of years, Latin, Arabic, and Romance languages dominated Iberia. But Euskara survived, whispered from parents to children, preserved in mountain valleys, protected by identity. A groundbreaking study showed that Basque dialects line up almost perfectly with genetic clusters. In other words, language reinforced DNA, and DNA reinforced language. A feedback loop of survival unlike almost anywhere else in the world. Myths of the mountains, echoes of an ancient truth. The Basques also told stories. High in the Pyrenees, caves were said to be home to Mari, the mountain goddess. She appeared as a woman or as fire in the sky, bringing balance, punishing liars, and guarding survival. Alongside her was Sugar, a serpent dragon who controlled storms and change. Together, they embodied permanence and transformation, the very balance of Basque history. Legends spoke of giant Gentilak, who built the great dolmens before vanishing when Christianity arrived. Archaeology confirms those megaliths really were raised in the Neolithic and Bronze Ages. Myth and science hand in hand. These weren't just stories, they were blueprints of survival, binding the Basques to their caves, rivers, and mountains. The Basques today, frozen yet alive. Modern Basques share about 70% of their DNA with neighboring Spaniards and French. But what sets them apart is what's missing. No Indo-European steppe ancestry, little Moorish influence, minimal Roman traces. In genetics, absence can be louder than presence. And for Basques, that absence tells us what Europe looked like before it was reshaped by waves of migration. They are Europe's control group, a mirror reflecting how much others have changed. A lesson in endurance. In today's world where languages die every month and cultures dissolve into globalization, the Basques stand as living proof of cultural resilience. They are not relics frozen in amber. They are the bridge between Ice Age hunters, Neolithic farmers, and us. A reminder that Europe's story isn't just about change, it's also about endurance. So what do you think? Are the Basques the last true descendants of Ice Age hunters? The children of Europe's first farmers? Or something even older? A mystery no DNA test can fully capture? Let us know in the comments. And if you love uncovering hidden layers of the human story, hit like, subscribe, and join us here on Lost Origins, where we bring you the untold tales of ancient DNA, forgotten migrations, and the deep roots of identity.